This is gonna be tough. I've trained my body to do things that people like me shouldn't be able to do. But unfortunately for me, flying ain't one of them.
Don't follow me!
Biologist and archaeologist who we feel is going to be an undeniable asset here at Projexus. Won't you please join me in welcoming her to our team? Dr. Sally Rodell.
Adapt or die.
Secure the area until Alpha can arrive.
It is the truest law of the earth. Verily few things have the ability to survive the test of time. Though we may not be around to see them to their fullest fruition, what we struggle to create now will be the triumphant echoes from the past.
Alpha will be here in 5 minutes. Hold the line.
5 minutes? Thanks for the heads up. I was here. I lived. I am still here. I'm on you. Sweet dreams, chilled. It is that struggle that is the friction of creation. I would like to thank Mr. Eusebio for allowing me the opportunity to discover and create alongside my esteemed colleagues at Projexus. Thank you.
An archaeologist? It's a bit archaic, isn't it?
She's well studied, Jerry, but if you want to question her credentials, be my guest.
That's not what I was saying. It's just an unusual area of expertise to pair with biology.
Well, Dr. Rodell, from my understanding, is an unusual woman. Don't be threatened, Jerry. She's on our side. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Photo?
You took that like a chomp.
Were you trying to knock me out?
No, it was meant to be a death blow.
Yeah, right. Stand down.
Hi everyone, welcome to Ripping the Silverback. It's been a couple of weeks now, and before I even get into anything, I just Eric, I wanna break into song for you. Happy birthday! Fuck that, gay. Happy birthday, Eric. Congratulations on getting another year older like the rest of us.
Thank you.
Although you got a long way of catching up to me. Woo! My son. But congratulations, dude.
Appreciate you,
and
man.
Whatever you get up to today, I hope you have a great one. So chat. Do you want me to wish Eric a happy birthday? Just hit that super chat button.
There you go.
I will do it just for you because I'm all heart. I'm all heart. Welcome to Ripping the Silverback. Been a couple of weeks, but here we are. We are back. My goodness me. I seen Fallout, and obviously, if you play the video games, war never changes. Well, bullshit never changes. Because in the 2 weeks, we've had more soy gamer journal meltdowns. We've had the fucking pretty much every industry. Warhammer have now accepted the whole ESG DEI DIE fucking 15-inch dildo up their anus. Why not piss off more customers? That's great.
Well, go
that's
for
great.
it.
Yeah,
It's the thing to do. It's the end thing.
yeah. I'm sure BlackRock and Vanguard and all that jazz. And I'm sure once the funding has dried up and they realize, because BlackRock are now what, $5 billion lost because of these incentives. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to work out well when they suddenly turn around, don't have the funding that they think they have, and then go, oh, hey, customers, can you come back?
Please come back.
Nah.
Please come back. I think, me personally, that's when things are going to really get interesting, because look, as I've said a million times, the whole with Vanguard BlackRock thing, that was only a temporary thing. It always was going to be. But I think what people lost sight of is that, look, are they actively, I mean, that's what the concept of the ESG thing was. They're trying to, what was the term they used? Forced behaviors, essentially.
Forced behaviors. That is exactly the right term they used. Yes.
So that's an attempt. They're trying to do that, and that's actively. But they thought they could have both, and they still wanted to turn some sort of profit on it. That was the whole point of the investment. It's like, hey, here are these various different assets, various different companies that have longstanding customers. We can have both, best of both worlds. Not only can we try to influence people culturally, but also we're going to make a little money off of it. I don't think that they ever anticipated that they were going to actively lose money for a sustained period of time. They thought that those customers were baked in and they were always going to be there. So the adjustment inevitably was going to happen. And I think we've already started to see it, even with like the ESG thing. They had actively tried to move away from that terminology because it had already basically been bastardized, right? So they understand that they need to make money. Now, what I don't think the companies may have understood, those, I don't know how many of them did it, but I think those of which really banked on that money being consistent, that investment being consistent into them, they're in for a rude awakening for sure. And I guess we'll be answering this question soon enough. Was it worth it? Because it's very difficult. It's easy to turn away a customer, right? But it is difficult to get them, and even more difficult to, if they reject it. If you had them and they said, okay, no more, good luck trying to get those guys back. That's going to be a very, very tall order. So I think, to me, that's the question. Was it worth it? And they'll have to answer that for themselves. We can try to answer it for them, but was it worth it?
Just let's take Stellar Blade as an example. Okay, Stellar Blade is getting the most incredible amount of free publicity that it could possibly dream of, because games journalists and games media, the people who, unfortunately, but fortunately for us, unfortunately have the main platforms, or what used to be the main platforms, supported by billion-dollar corporations who are having to flog them off or sell them because they're dead, because they couldn't see the wood for the trees. You've got Stellar Blade, who's getting all this free publicity. If games were just games, how they used to be, could you? I would just imagine the Stellar Blade would just be another game release, and that would be it.
Yeah, it would. 1,000%.
In an ocean of game releases, and it might do well, and it might do average, and it might do poorly. Either or. It's the gameplay that will carry the success of that game ultimately. But you literally have journalists waging fucking holy war. There's jihads going on against fucking attractive-looking women, or jihads. More importantly, it's not really attractive-looking women. It's a jihad against male gamers. Because regardless of all the fake statistics that they can throw in your face, gaming's actually 50-50 women. Yes. Bring in King with Candy Crush and all those
Sims and other shit.
The missus sits on the sofa and plays as you're doing something else. But you go into a first-person shooter, a war, you go into a war zone, you go to a battlefield, and it's like 98% male, 98% male players. So you just imagine you're trying to push that narrative, which is fucking bullshit, and you're trying to create this fucking holy war against essentially people who aren't coming around to your way of thinking.
Yeah.
No matter how much power they've had, how much influence they've had, how much money they've had supporting them, the gamers turn around and gone, no. And that's why the big mad. That's why BlackRock's big mad. That's why, because the forced behavior, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You cannot do it. You tried to do it. You failed miserably to do it.
Yeah.
You thought you could walk into a franchise with an established customer base and go, this is how you behave now. And they go, yes, sir. No, sir. 3 bags full, sir. No, do you know what a gamer's going to do? It's going to call you the N-word and tell you to fuck off. That's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Because people don't like being told what they should like. People like what they like. And we're hearing all this thing from Sweet Baby Inc. and Black Girl Gamers and all of this saying that stop giving gamers what they want. That's literally what they've said. Stop giving them what they want. Because if they get what they want, they're always going to want that. That's called business. That's called giving your customers what they want. It's a supply and demand. It's as simple as that. When you have a sweet shop, you don't let the fucking customers come in, and suddenly your sweets are all gone, and you're selling broccoli. I don't want broccoli. I want those horrible, disgusting, sweet goodness. Well, we're a broccoli shop now. Bye. Wait, you can't go. You're our customers.
See you.
Nah, that's the way it fucking actually works.
Yeah. And that's the interesting thing about it. Like, you bring up Stellar Blade, perfect scenario where, I mean, everything is so bad. And maybe you do see it as a sad thing because it's so bad to where Stellar Blade, like to your point, was probably going to be a I don't want to say run of the mill because it did look fucking good. But it was going to be a solid looking action game per se. And because things are so bad and the yes, there's the game's urinalist, but also with how, we did have a chance, man, fuck, we missed so much in the last couple of weeks with Star Wars Outlaws and all of that sort of stuff. But when you have those sort of examples and these female characters often do not look like female characters anymore. So just by existing and doing it a way that probably they're not reinventing the wheel here. They're just doing it in a way that, for whatever reason, a lot of, particularly the Western companies, have shied away from it. So it had a way of like amplifying these a company or amplifying that game. And then you tag on I don't know what these games journalists are what they're, I mean, I guess you put it perfectly that it is really they're after the male gamers, and they despise them that much that they'll go after anything that they speak favorably about. But I think the culture right now, the general atmosphere around gaming helps Stellar Blade so much, and this is why so many people are stoked on that game. That game dropping, is it Sunday that it comes out?
It comes out on 24th, I believe.
24th. Okay,
24th, 24th or 26th.
Okay,
26th actually.
All right, cool. So next week, basically.
Yeah, next Friday, I think.
Okay, that is going to be a massive game. It is going to do. Oh man, that game is going to do so well with its sales because it's refreshing due to the times. Right. And what's so intriguing to me is that these companies, I guess they have no self-awareness. And I wonder what the fuck their marketing departments that they probably spend a boatload of money on, what the fuck they actually do. Because you see, like, hey, game satisfies customers. It's doing such a simple thing. Game sees a lot of success. Could they do that? Absolutely. Are they choosing to do that? No, they will not do that. In fact, they will go against doing that. And maybe the sensitivity readers or the viewers, maybe Black Girl Gamer said that it needed to be changed and this needed to be taken out. Maybe Sweet Baby Inc. said, yeah, this is probably not good. This is insensitive. This is living up to the body standards that women for some reason cannot ever make, and therefore bad. So you can't have that. That is
even
who
though the scan model was an actual woman. Yeah.
Even though the scam model was an actual woman.
Maybe lay off the
person.
donuts. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. But you be a plumb fucking fool to repeat the mistakes that the mainstream continues to make. And I'm left to believe that they are a plumb fool. They are plumb fools. Dipshits even.
I look at games journalists as vegans running an abattoir.
Yeah.
You know? It's a meat production facility, and you've got vegans who are trying to fucking
that's a good way
doing
to put
your
it.
marketing for you.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
So they're going out there
and the marketing departments in the companies, both of them.
But that's just it. Yeah, the person at the abattoir is also a fucking vegan.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know, so you've got an abattoir, you've got a fucking vegan who's fucking running the abattoir, and they're hiring fucking vegans to do the marketing for the abattoir. That's what you've got.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's fucking insane because the people are just like, no, we want the fucking juicy meat.
Yeah.
No, don't. You got to eat corn. You got to eat, no. That's what we've got here. We got people who fucking despise gaming, who don't even want to talk about gaming, and we all know how they feel about gamers anyway. You got those people trying to tell us what games to play. Oh, fuck off. It's like fucking Gail Simone saying, well, actually, I heard that Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League was a fine game. Oh, Gail fucking Simone, that well-known fucking gamer. You know, oh yeah, God, I want her take on the latest video game, which pisses all over her industry, but she don't give a shit because she's only interested in probably what characters that her or her friends may have some affiliation with. So if the sales are good, royalties.
True.
That's the only reason for that.
That's true.
But with gameo journalists, they're not journalists. We all know this. It's ironic now. That's why we call them Uranialists. They're activists. They are fucking tapped in the head. Number one, big lovers of zipper tits and all that kind of stuff. If Eve in Stellar Blade was some fat cow lesbian that despised men, then they'd be praising it to high heaven right now. But because it's an actual real life Korean model, and they don't want to obtain that body because that's I don't know, patriarchy or some shit. I don't know. They want to get all up in arms about it. People are excited about a video game. Power World. People are excited. What do they do? They try and shit all over Power World. Helldivers 2. People are excited about Helldivers 2. Try and shit all over Helldivers 2. This is repeat behavior. You have a industry with stage 4 cancer. Is what you have, and it's terminal. There's nothing you can do about it now. There's no operation. There's no radiation treatment for it. You're terminal. It's a matter of time before it's dead.
Right.
And it's the journalists who are dying off the first, because the industries, your Vices and all of that, who've created this vile, absolutely detestable friction between customer and company, corporation, literally a middleman inserting themselves into it.
Yeah.
But they're turning towards the corporation and saying, hey, let us go to bat for you. While the corporation then gets flooded with these type of people. But they turn around and go, oh, yeah, you do that. Hey, you tell your customers that they're pieces of shit. Yeah, customer, you're pieces of shit. Oh, shit. Oh, by the way, yeah, we've got to close you down. What?
What?
Yeah, we got to close you down because we're losing money hand over fist.
What do you mean?
Well, but we're relaying the message. The message.
I got all the retweets. What do you mean?
Look at that. Yeah, my echo chamber absolutely agrees with everything I'm saying.
How cool
How big's your echo chamber? 34 people on Twitter.
With body counts.
We sort of lost billions of dollars, though.
Yeah. Who cares? But no, look. look, the positive, I'll take the positive with the negative. And the positive is that the Stellar Blades of the world are now seen as refreshing, which is to me the market responding as economic law tells us. The market is responding very well. They're rejecting it, right? That this is not something that we want. We do not want these sort of uglified women. We do not want these messages. We're not with kind of the direction that you're going, where really, let's be honest, for be it the journalists, whether it be the activists that have infiltrated the companies, or they were let in voluntarily through the front door, whatever.
Oh, they were let in the front door, right?
Yeah, yeah, in more ways than one, I guess. But
yeah, they were let in the front door so they could gain access to the back door.
Yeah, exactly. So, but however you think they got there, they're there. For them, video games is such a popular medium that it is like the medium, and number one entertainment industry, that they use it as, and they feel that it is very valuable to be utilized as a vehicle for the world. I guess for this change, maybe they want to see in the world, whether it be ideological, whether it be political, maybe it's social, but it does not start with, I want to tell a good story, or I want to get people involved in this world that I'm creating. I want to make a good game that pushes the boundaries of what the technology allows for us to do. That's not on the table for them. I don't even think it's part of the consideration. Now, we read a couple of shows ago, we went through some of these consultant groups, right? We went through the Gamer X's. We went through Sweet Baby. We went through Black Girl Gamers. And almost on all of those, like on their websites, as far as what their mission statements are, what it is, the services that they offer, the vast majority has nothing to do with what I just mentioned, making the game like better, like objectively, in a more objective sense, not like on some, they believe that they're making it better by adding maybe some social aspects or whatever. None of that has anything. They're strictly there for social, political reasons and nothing else. That's what they're trying to use their platform for. Yeah.
This is just to give a visualization.
This is the context.
This is the game character from Star Wars Outlaws. This is the model. Feminine model, attractive, very attractive lady, feminine jawline, all that. Ma'am Solo right there. Fucking square-jawed motherfucker. Yeah. Fucking zipper tits and fucking no hips. It's literally fucking androgynous fucking Ma'am Solo right there. That's the difference. And we are seeing whenever we get a male character, even if it's a male character created based off a real life male dude, they
like
look pretty fucking damn spot
on.
Star
Wars has already shown you that they'll do it.
I know.
We have I still call him Jerome because he's from Gotham. So I've always remember when I was playing.
Cal Kestis. Yeah. Cal Kestis looks absolutely.
It's
dead
him.
ringer.
It's him.
Dead ringer. Yeah, it's him personified. But this, no. Look, she's got a bit of babages going on. Sure, it might be a little bit of push-up bra, whatever. Women, false advertising. We all know that. But really attractive face, attractive jawline, because it's feminine. She's a feminine woman. What the fuck is this thing? What the fuck is Ma'am Solo here? That's what people are getting so fucking pissed off with. But again, if the gameplay for something like this is excellent, then people would sort of go along with it. But we've already seen the gameplay, and it looks fucking generic as balls. It looks like Ubisoft went and fucked Ubisoft, and then they had a baby called fucking Ubisoft. That's how fucking run-of-the-mill Ubisoft this gameplay looks like. It hasn't changed in 12 freaking years.
Yeah.
Same thing, different game. Same thing, different game. Same thing, different game. And as long as they get their live services, and microtransactions and even day one gatekeeping content unless you purchase a much more expensive version of the game to gain access to the content. That is fucking Ubisoft in a nutshell.
I don't understand the point of using a model to make her look worse.
Because they don't want that attractive looking woman. They don't want people, they don't want the gamers to go, oh, she's fit, she's nice, she's attractive.
I get it. Because the excuse that people are going to run into, which is not a good excuse at all, is like, okay, well, this is Star Wars Outlaws or whatever, supposed to look a little more rugged.
Rugged. I could fucking drive down this road here and not get a single bump. This is the fucking flattest road ever. Get me on this. It's freshly tarmacked, mate. Flat as a fucking pancake. Look, fucking not a line, not a fucking curve in sight, mate. I'm driving down the fucking Texan fucking high street here. Not a fucking line in sight.
Interesting. Like, yeah, I mean, it looks especially bad because they already have a model that they loosely, and man, that jaw's chiseled, by the way.
Jeez, I kill for joy.
Shout out. I mean, mine's is covered in a beard, but I mean, shout out.
Fucking hell.
Chiseled. But yeah, you use a model, you make the model look worse. And what does that actually say to women and how you feel about them? I'd make the argument because I mean, it's not like we were just talking about Cal from in the Star Wars the other game. We see as a direct copy.
Yes.
I mean, and they made that work, and it's in the Star Wars universe, and they were able to make that work. Somehow that didn't make sense for them to use it here. So I don't really think that that's an excuse. The whole rugged aspect, I don't think that's an excuse. I just think that they wanted to go out of their way to make her look worse.
I think they wanted to make her as literally as unattractive as possible.
Yeah. I think that's what they try to do.
Because it
becomes more apparent when you actually see the chick that they supposedly use as the model. That's what I don't get. Oh, that's the part
to go in a galaxy far, far away, Mam Solo. Because this game would have been way more popular, if it was fucking Han Solo. If this was Han Solo pre A New Hope, doing deep in his fucking gangland, smuggling.
Sale.
Of course it is.
That's an easy sale.
Of course it is. We've already seen the Indiana Jones game, which looks fucking dog shit as well. But it looks like Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
As Indiana Jones, it looks like Harrison Ford. You got Troy Baker doing the voice work, doing a decent impression of Harrison Ford. So it's an easy setup to have Star Wars Outlaws with Han Solo and Chewie. But no, you can't have Han Solo and Chewie because people might actually like that. People might actually get invested in that. So you can't have that. No, we've got to have another fucking bland, generic, fucking flat brunette who's devoid of any personality. She's pretty much dressed like Han fucking Solo. Fucking Mam Solo here, fucking pretty much dressed identical to what Han Solo wears. It's a absolutely clear as day kind of rip-off of that. And she'll be doing I'm doing the cheeky wookoos with the pooky wookies when I talk to the freaky dookie slurpos. And it's just like, no, fuck Mam Solo, give us Han Solo. Nah, can't do that. Why? Because it's male, white male, straight white male, even worse. Fuck that bitch. Number 2, you want it. And that's the big fucking stumbling block right there. You want this, you won't get it. Because, as you said at the beginning of the show, as we've already seen from BlackRock, it's about forcing behaviors. We're gonna take away what you want, just like Sweet Baby Ink said. Stop giving audiences what they want. Make a game about me because I'm a narcissistical twat. That's what they want. Take away what they actually want. Give them what we think you should have. Good luck.
I don't get it, man. I get it, but I don't get it in the same respects because a brand like, just imagine this. It's Star Wars. I know we've talked about it before, man, but it's Star Wars. I mean, the same thing can be said about Marvel and DC. I just can't imagine having those brands and not just quite literally pissing money. Like pissing, like because everything's so easy, man. Stories have been told for you, characters have already been created for you, entire worlds, entire cities have already been. There's already an established audience. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's not necessary. Maybe if you want to push the elements of like gameplay, which I'd welcome. Okay, let's say if they're taking on this Star Wars project, let's say if it was Han and they were trying to take the action game to the next level and trying new sets of mechanics, that's welcoming. I'm pretty sure everybody would be inviting for that. But when you go a direction, especially Star Wars, I mean, the direction they've been going lately, either way is kind of a little weird. But when you have a layup, right, it's just right there. You're wide open. You're on a fast break. There's nobody there. And they shoot a transition half-court jump shot. Why?
Is it black? You want it. Because you want it.
Well, yeah, is it black?
Because you want it.
Yeah, I guess that's maybe that's the answer that so many of us don't want to accept, that it's not about the general customer. It's about appeasing peers and their fellow ideologues. Everything else may be considered, but it's secondary. If it gets in the way of, if that improvement, let's say in gameplay in this case, if that gets in the way of the narrative that they are trying to portray, then that's a problem. And again, it must fall secondary. That cannot happen if it gets in the way of it. It starts and ends, I guess, with here we are. These are our positions. We're trying to fix gaming, doing it various ways, and uglifying women and dumbing down fucking gameplay mechanics to try to make it the most accessible game to be ever made, to be played by everybody to the point to where you could sleep through it. And this Ubisoft, I can guarantee you that you're gonna get much of that with this gameplay. It's not going to push any boundaries with this gameplay at all. It will be able to be slept through. And I don't even understand what hype they're trying to build here with this whole open world aspect, where they act like this is the first goddamn open world Star Wars game that we've ever played. And they've been leading with that. I don't know where that's even coming from, but they're not going to push the boundaries at all with gameplay. I can guarantee you that. So what are we getting? We're just getting a uglified model of this woman that is going to be the central figure for this particular game, and it'll be mundane at best.
Yeah,
I think that'll be the term, mundane. It might not suck entirely.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the blandest, middle of the road, fucking vanilla shit ever made. It's going to be typical Ubisoft. You're going to have your open world. It's going to be divided into sections. You're going to open up you're going to hack the system to open up the map. It's going to be, it's going to have your outposts to take out whatever. It's going to be so fucking typical Ubisoft. It's gonna be unreal.
Someone brought up in the chat that they should have been. I think that would have landed a lot better. They said it should have been a character editor. I think that would have landed a lot better. But you got to also understand they wouldn't have been able to probably tell whatever narrative story that they could tell if they allowed the gameplay of that sort of freedom.
Well, they could. Well, we have seen the woman. We have seen Kim Belair from Sweet Baby Inc. saying character creation is not enough.
That's true.
Creating your own character, black, white, male, female, in your head canon, straight, gay, doesn't fucking matter. That's not good enough. You have to force behavior.
Yeah.
Just like fucking Larry Fink said for BlackRock, force behavior. You got to force your companies to have X, Y, and Z in them. Otherwise, you don't get BlackRock help. Sorry. No. Not going to get that investment money. Not
All
going to be
that
able to
comes with a cost. Everything has this word of the $1 million man. Everybody has a price, right? So if you get that investment, and even just, I guess, the direction that the companies are going in general, I'm sure they have quite literal boxes that they have to check. And maybe some of them, even if it's not BlackRock, it's still self-imposed. I'm almost positive that all the gay shit, Ubisoft has been all in on all that as well. Like, oh, hey, we've made some pledge to correct this and do that. All things that nobody asked for. I'm pretty sure they're all in. I'm pretty sure there's self-imposed check boxes with each game that they release going into the future that it must have this amount of these types of people that are involved doing this type of narrative has to be there. I'm sure all that is there, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get in the way of telling a story that's worth a goddamn.
We saw CD Projekt Red literally gaslight to appease the ESG laws.
Oh, fuck
the lords of ESG. Gaslight. We are all in on ESG. Everything. We are totally committed to social this. Look at all these fucking white Eastern Europeans that exist at the company because that's fucking Eastern Europe for the most part. But don't look at it. Don't look. Just pretend that some of them are different. They'll do anything. Anything to get in on this fucking bullshit. This bullshit which is failing miserably. This bullshit which has lost BlackRock $5 billion. But when you have 9 trillion at your disposal, what is 5 billion? It's an annoyance. That's what it is. And it's an annoyance that people aren't forcing their behaviors, or at least the companies are. But the customers, that's the person you don't go to war with. The customers, because they will ultimately decide the fate of your product. And if the customers are being turned off for this, then oh well.
Yeah, putting it perfectly, going to war with your customers. I mean, hell, if we can backtrack just a little bit, because I know we brought it up briefly, but it ties into the same thing. What's happening with Warhammer right now?
I brought this article because I love the headline of this. Please just shut up about it. Just shut up. Just accept it.
That's how they feel about these. These are games journalists. This is how they feel about gamers. They don't want you to for all right. Let's just backtrack this a little bit. Gaslight. You brought that term up, and I don't know if there's a more textbook definition than what happened with this. So for people that don't know, the custodes have been described.
Custodies.
Yes, have been described as.
You don't get fucking heretical on me, okay?
They've been described.
I will get the heavy flamer, Eric.
Do what you must. But they have been described as quite literally sons, okay? Warhammer comes out, official account, and they say, well, since the first 10K, there have always been female custodians. Now that's a lie. We all know that's a lie. Everybody that, whether you're a normie or you're not, everybody knows that that's just bullshit. So what do you look like from representing the company and saying, hey guys, I know you read all this material that we put out over the last decades. You didn't read that shit.
Yeah.
And when we said that they were sons, we meant daughters. Because that means the same thing.
Like, what is a woman?
Well, but that's the part that I don't get. You just gaslit your entire fans base. It's like the equivalent of me saying, okay, hey, here we have Isom. It's a character you guys are not familiar with. We're going to come out with an Isom game or something. And you see Isom, and Isom is not a dude at all, actually. In fact, Isom now is a chick. Isom's now Puerto Rican, and Isom now has he's actually mixed. He's Puerto Rican and white now.
Just like Miles Morales.
Yeah, and yeah, even so, for some reason he took the last name of his mother, right? For some reason. And then when the fans say, "Hey, man, you've been big supporters of you. I've spent thousands of dollars with each campaign. What the fuck is this?" And then the Riververse from the official account says, "Isom was always this way."
Yeah, Isom's always been a girl.
I'm expected to go bankrupt the minute that got out. I don't know what the fuck Warhammer was thinking there, but I do think that we should be paying attention to that, because that's sort of the attitude that I think represents pretty much a lot of these major, let's say, entertainment assets and entertainment customers, where they're basically telling you all that money that you've invested, time, energy, that you've invested into the company, getting lost in its world, all of that doesn't matter. Fuck that. We needed to make this change. Maybe it came from the top, maybe it came from our investors, but we needed to make this adjustment. And it is an adjustment, but instead of even like, because retcon means different things to different people. In a historical sense, retcon used to more or less mean like, okay, you're introducing new information that gives the reader more perspective, a different, maybe perhaps perspective to an event or events that have already happened. Now it's more or less used to mean we just gonna change some shit.
Change it all.
Yeah, we're just gonna fucking change some shit. So it would be one thing if they introduced it in the former way, where it's like, okay, maybe there's new information that is out there that they specifically added, right? That's not what's happened here. And I think that distinction is very important. What actually happened is, well, I'm just going to say that all that shit you read about them said sons is bullshit, and it never happened. Even though it happened, it didn't happen. And if you disagree with us, you're wrong. It's a gaslight by textbook definition. And I think that's one of the more insulting things that you can do for your audience of customers, paying customers.
Well, I mean, they did make the audience with the flags and pronouns in their bio that 3D print their stuff. They did make them very happy. So that's what ultimately matters at the end of the day. As we get these typical things, except it keeps happening. The loud right-wing voices, because of course, whenever
the only people that have a complaint are to them. And look, man, that language that they use, guys, that's so important, because you need to understand that they just don't like you, and they want to justify any bad type of shit that they're going to say. So that's why they call you right wing. This is why I don't advise that you get so heavily into the trenches of even trying to fight that distinction, because it doesn't matter to them. It's just a catch-all word to basically mean people that we don't like, right? Didn't what's his name? Was it Khalif or whatever, the guy that was talking to the IGN article or senior editor Alyssa McConaughey? What did he say? What did he call the people that? Remember he said it's a conservative bastion. That's what this is. It's the same shit. It's just catch-all, even though sure.
Attractive women with breasts is a conservative bastion.
It's just a catch-all. It doesn't mean anything, man. It's just they want to paint you in a bad light, and that's their go-to, right wing. Some affiliation with the quote-unquote right, whether it be conservative, whether it be calling you right-winger. That's what they have to do to try to delegitimize your efforts. That's all this bullshit is.
Anything right of communism, which is fine by me.
Yeah, true.
Because the only good commie is a dead commie. Arguing that Games Workshop's broken its own law is pandering to the woke mob. Yes, here we go. We're in Gaslight Central here. Yes, this is exactly what is actually going on.
Fucking idiots,
exactly what's going on. Particularly if you look at the investors in Games Workshop now, 25% of all investment is coming from BlackRock, Vanguard, and that other one, the Galleon, is it? It's those three major factors. 25% of the shareholders are from BlackRock, Vanguard, and Galleon.
And that's such a significant amount.
It's quite a big amount. That's 25. That's a quarter.
That's a
of
quarter
the whole fucking
of the fucking company. Yes.
Yeah,
that's significant.
Chihuahua. And the hobby is burning on a pyre of its own making. That's right. Games Workshop's mentioned women again. Yes, they have when it comes to specific elements of the game. You hear people really complain about the sisters. No, not at all.
No, well, that was the point that I was making earlier. Like, and that's nobody's bitching about females being in fucking Warhammer, bro.
No, they're complaining about when they get placed into places where they don't exist.
Bingo.
That's what they're complaining about. But of course, that is now right-wing, Yahtzee, conservative bastion, sexist, homophobic, misogynistic, blah, blah, blah. Just shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut the fuck up. And that's exactly why you get that. They need to shut up now. They need to shut up. Stop actually saying the real things. Stop it. Stop actually making sense. Stop actually calling them out on breaking law. Stop it. Just accept it. Accept it. Because once you accept it, everything's fine. Everything's fine then. When you control it all, then you turn around and go, why does it matter? I mean,
what's the big deal?
It mattered for us to infiltrate, make sure that it was changed to exactly the way that we wanted. Then we turn around and go, why does it matter? Why does it matter? What if it doesn't matter? You wouldn't have to do that, and you wouldn't want to do that in the first place. So It matters a lot.
Yeah, it's like we talk about. I've been discussing tokenization for a better part of well over a decade in media, and I've discussed it a million times, and it's always, well, what's the big deal? Race isn't integral to the. Okay, why are you changing it?
And why change it? If this is the double speak that we get all the time. If it doesn't matter what race it is, okay, then you don't need to interfere with the law. Then
yeah. If it's so insignificant, then why on earth are you making the adjustment to it? And then make it not only that, you make it a big deal. Like it's like you got to shout it from the mountaintops that there's a female here or there's a black person here.
At the end of Uncharted 4, Nathan Drake had a son. That's how it was written. Had a son. And then it was the fucking female makeup artist that said, well, why not a girl? To which Cuckman then showed what a fucking ballless Hollywood fucking pegger he actually is and said, well, yeah, if it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, let's change it. Change it from a boy to a girl. Well, clearly it did matter then, didn't it, you fucking knobhead? You absolute fucking Hollywood fucking head down, ass up, fucking peg me, Hollywood. Take me up the fucking wrong one, because this is everything that I've actually always wanted to do.
Yeah.
If it didn't matter, then why just go, well, if it doesn't matter, let's keep it as a son. Because that's what I wrote it as.
Yeah, that's what the original plan was. And then you make and again, you're not changing it for the better. You're changing it to signal. And I think that's the important thing. None of these changes that you see are randomized. They're not the only reason why you get I know those that would like to gaslight the customers would say, like what we're talking about right now with 40K or whatever. They'd say that, well, it was always like that, or they would say that, well, what's the big deal? And it's
the second one. It's the second one. What's the big deal? What's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
Look, it's misogynistic to actually fight for what was canonical now.
Yeah,
misogynistic.
Yeah, and so, but I guess the point is, do you think that they made that adjustment randomly, but they decide to have the female custodian, or was that something that was purposeful?
It's purposeful, and I'll tell you why it's purposeful. Because this is the most basic bitch wrong thing that you can actually legitimately have. We make female custodies, we get female customers. That is the fucking logic. That is the basic bog standard logic that they have. If we open it up, if we make X a female, then it brings in female customers. Fucking doesn't. Number one, it fucking won't. Number two, there's a very good chance when you fuck with canon, and we all know how nerds are with canon. That's why we're
blown up
fucking nerds.
The minor details aren't minor to the people that give a fuck about
exactly. That's why they're in your fucking hobby in the first place.
Yes.
Because that's what attracted them, the lore, the stories behind it. What is this? What is that faction? How does this faction work? Why are these factions different? Why do we have these different races? Where do they fit into it all? It's lore building, it's world building. That's what draws you in. And then you put it all together, you buy figures, and you paint them up, and you put them on a fucking warfield, and you fight. And it's fun because it's not just a simple tabletop game. It has all the geeky, nerdy shit surrounding it that brought you into that franchise. Then you get these fucking tourists, and they are fucking tourists. That do you think this person here, I don't know who fucking wrote this, I'm going to call them Twatty McFuckface. Right, so Twatty McFucking Fuckface. By the way, this guy here is an ally, and by ally, I mean probably potential sex offender. This guy here, don't give a single.
You think he signed one of those pledges?
I bet he signed the pledge, with his fucking fingers crossed behind his back.
He will not abuse women.
Yeah, this is a guy that if the police knocked on his fucking door and said we're going to take your hard drive, would shit his fucking pants, probably. And he's probably doesn't give a flying fuck about Warhammer. Show us your painted army. Show us your painted army, Ben. Show us your fucking armies, Ben. Show us your fucking box of shame, Ben. Show us them. Of course, you don't fucking have them, right? And he's just giving it all the fucking gaslighting.
Yeah, he's a Wikipedia wonder. Is that what you say?
Yeah, just a Wikipedia wonder, so he can say words like right on the right wingers and misogyny and oh my god, just so he could do fucking shit like this and stick a UNICEF advert on the website to make him look good. He's starving. You're not. Okay, well, tell those fucking women who can't achieve the bodies of the other women from other countries that they get so mad about, fucking cut it out and give that fucking extra cash to UNICEF then. Maybe start there. You know, charity begins at home, I guess, and all that kind of stuff. But when you get something like that, all they want to do is come and go, shut up. Stop calling out what we're doing. Stop it. Stop calling out everything that we're fucking changing in the name of fucking intersectionality or wokeism, because BlackRock are so fucking dumb that they think just changing something to make it more progressive,
especially something like fucking Warhammer, bro. Like I know
it's about fascist fucking space Nazis. Nobody's fucking good. You've got fascist space Nazis versus fucking demons. But as long as the space Nazis have got representation,
as long as they're inclusive, man, all is good.
Do you know there is an army for you? It's called fucking Slanesh.
I don't get it, man.
Slanesh. That's you. That's you in a fucking nutshell. Slanesh are trying to infiltrate the fucking. They're trying to infiltrate the Astartes and the Custodes. That's what's going on.
The thing that gets me is you have things like Warhammer, right? Where the people, it has a more of a barrier of entry. There's a buy-in, right? If you're really into that shit, like you got to spend a little money to be into it, which is fine, right? But also that also comes with its certain kind of customer, right? And these are generally going to be customers that are getting into like customers that are maybe unlike a lot of other properties, customers that are fans, right? That are into like Warhammer are like into it, right? So when you make a fundamental change, that's who you're spitting in the face of, because you're spitting face of the person that's bought a significant often amount of money. They've gone nerd for this type of shit. And then you change something, and then what a journalist would say, a journalist would say, well, that was so insignificant. And I was like, dude, that to me tells me that you don't even know the hobby that you're talking about. You're discussing a hobby where, as I've said, the people that nerd out for it, the minor details aren't minor.
Hey, do you think in the fucking 41st millennia they give a fuck about your pronouns?
When everybody's quite literally trying to fuck each other up.
Literally, if you can fucking got worlds being exterminus, just boom, fucking wars getting torn apart. Hi, my name's Cash. I use she, her pronouns. The Emperor will pop her fucking... Hey, Psycho, pop her fucking head. Pop its fucking head.
Journalists, man, or something else.
They're not because they're not journalists. Journalism died decades ago.
Yeah, I've said several times that I'd argue that prostitution is a more honorable, in this day and age, is a more honorable occupation than the modern journalist. But sometimes you get them.
The
sometimes you double
thinking
up.
about it says everything. To be honest with you,
yeah, right. Well,
but there again,
but then you got
we've seen.
But like with Alyssa Mercante, you don't have to make the distinction.
Why not both?
Why not?
Why not both?
Why not both?
Why not both? Meme. Why not both?
Why not both?
I can write a shit article and suck cock for money because I'm a fucking broke ass bitch.
And by the way, that's not us speculating. By the way, that's
straight from the horse's literal mouth.
They actually said that. Alyssa Mercante is on record having no issues, senior editor of Kotaku, as well as indulging in that behavior. So it's not us even just talking out of our ass. That's Alyssa, who's by the way, who also confirmed that Eve has a medium ass.
I'd fucking slap that medium ass.
Well, I'm just telling you, that's what Alyssa said. So
yeah,
senior editor at Kotaku, which
well, they're a prostitute, so I really am not interested in anything they have to say about fucking video games.
Oh man,
I would leave my house, pick a random fucking house on my street, knock on the door. I would have more fucking respect for what they've got to say about video games than anyone from fucking IGN, Kotaku, Polygon, The Gamer, Inverse, pick one, anyone. And it wouldn't even be fucking close. What's your thoughts on Stellar Blade? I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have more respect for that fucking answer than anything from any games urinalist fucking prostitute going on the market right now. TikTok. Time is against you. You're gonna shut down. Whether it's Kotaku, IGN, Inverse, you pick one, name anyone. TikTok. TikTok. Your time is running out. Custodian, Caladice, Cash stood upon the bridge of the Cobra-class destroyer, named Vigilant Flame. The warship belonged to the mighty battle fleet Solar. She lingered at the shadows at the back of the bridge. Oh, what's she doing? Doing a trick? Doing a trick. And this is why you get here. Kesh uses she, her pronouns. Well, they're not a custodian then. But they're not a custodian then.
But well, look at the sentence, the first sentence after that paragraph. This was enough to get, and look how they italicized those types.
That's a bit.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people? Yeah. Oof. What do you mean, you fucking? Oof. Oof. This was enough to get those types livid. Well, that's just It's
But by types they mean paying customers.
yeah. Yeah. By types, they mean paying customers that know more about it, the law, than you fucking do.
Than you did it be
ever fucking will in history, that have spent more time,
And
money, and investment in this hobby because it was created in such a way, such a manner that you have such an eclectic group of races, of factions, of all kinds of stuff. You go, excuse me, sir. You seem to have done a typo there, because custodies, they're actually all male, because they're sons of the emperor. Sons of the emperor, you know, just like sons of Horus, you know, they're sons
that
of
means
the emperor.
also daughters. It's just
Because
of reason.
you know, by son tend to mean penis and male, you know, not vagina and she her. Okay, it's not a big thing. You want to put a female in Warhammer, fine. You do it in the correct context that it would work. It's not a difficult thing to do. But you and I both know, all the chat fucking knows, it's not about doing it in the right context that makes canon, that makes law, that makes sense. It's about taking something away. It's about going into spaces that shouldn't have that canon, shouldn't have that law, and changing them, and then turning around and go, why does it matter? What's it matter? That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Well,
and that's what they want to do.
That's what,
and
purposeful. That's why I asked that question. I guess
vegans working in a fucking abattoir.
Purposeful. It's they do it on purpose. When you see these changes, it is not made to better the product. It is not made because like any other reason other than, okay, we wanted to make sure that we went out of our way to fundamentally change things as you formerly understood them. And I think that it was to check a box. Whether who came up with the checklist, not necessarily important to me. Maybe it was an investor. Maybe it's the newly implemented, I don't know, director of marketing services and corporations. I don't know. And that was their bright idea to try to bring in female Warhammer fans into the fold, was to fuck up their lore as you understood it. Whoever's reason or whoever is responsible, neither here nor there. But best believe that they did the shit on fucking purpose. It was not just some randomized thing, because it doesn't even, it's not even like improving upon the product. It was said, maybe they anticipated that there was going to be some sort of reaction, and they fucking got one. And the journalist, instead of hearing that reaction from paying customers, what does the journalist say? Shut up.
Shut up. Stop highlighting what we're trying to change canonically. Or they're a tourist. They're not employed by Warhammer. They're employed by the anti-gamer, anti-hobby, anti-anyone having fun. Because fun doesn't necessarily discriminate against fucking color or gender. It's just, if you're having fun in a hobby, excuse me, why are you having fun? Excuse me. Looks like we're going to have to come in here and transit or gay it or something, because we know that that's just going to annoy you. And then if you're annoyed, work's done, job's done.
Yeah.
Unlike Steph, I'm not sick and tired of women and everything. Unlike Steph, I'm not tired of women and everything.
Well, I think
it's about how it's utilized. It's like everything's how it's utilized.
That's what everybody's referring to. It's like there are appropriate times to do said thing. Okay. Warhammer's already done it before. They have women in Warhammer that serve that specific purpose. But I think what we've seen happen culturally across the board, in entertainment especially, is that you're getting shoehorns in various ways that include, let's say, the women, and that's who they're doing it for. Maybe it's a gender swap. Maybe it's an addition that doesn't make sense. Maybe it's devaluing the men that were previously part of a storyline just for the sake of elevating said women. None of it's real. It's all cheap, and it's all it's all sniffed out by the actual customer. And those are the people that are generally going to speak out about it. This is one of the recommendations that I've had for people that aspire to do great things that are centered around like a world, right? So you're creating a universe. Maybe it's not central to one character, but you are out there, you have aspirations. People that actually care about these things, care about those details that maybe other people would say are rather insignificant. But I'd argue easily that that's what nerd culture has historically been about. It was about the people that were within it arguing about what outsiders would generally consider as insignificant. That's what makes them nerds. That's what makes them actually into this type of stuff. So to change something that is maybe fundamental to said lore for the sake of appeasing the outsider, of course they're going to get pissed off. It's within their right, of course, to get pissed off, but it's totally understood. And they're not random people. To try to label them as conservative or right wingers is so. It's not insulting because being aligned with right wing or conservatism of some sort is insulting. No, it's insulting because you're trying to diminish the actual position of the people that actually pay to keep your shit around. Because without the customers, you are fucking nothing. I don't give a fuck how much investment that you're getting from external sources. Without those customers, you are absolutely nothing. So that's what it is. It ends up being not just it's a random insignificant change. No, it's a fucking slap in the face to the people that have invested, especially with the expensive hobby like being into this. Who've invested thousands, quite literally thousands of dollars into your.
They pull out of that hobby. They pull out of that hobby. That's a lot of money going. That's a lot of money going. Warhammer ain't a cheap hobby.
No,
it ain't a cheap hobby at all. So they can either take that money, buy a 3D printer, and print their own fucking shit, or as people tend to do, they'll invest it in the company because they want more product from that company. So they obviously don't want to take that profit from them because they want that to continue.
They want more of it.
So when you literally spit in their face and say, in regards to female custodians, there's always been female custodians since the first of the 10,000 were created. No, there hasn't. No, there hasn't. So you'll just again, the word happens again. You're gaslighting your audience. But let's just call it you're lying to your audience. You're disrespecting your audience. And you're spitting in the face of your customers. So when you do that, you get what you fucking deserve. And we've known that Warhammer's been teetering for a good while, yeah? When the Summer of Love happened, we had them just come out with a statement out of nowhere going, if you're a fuck, then you get the fuck out of our fucking fuck. Which was just like, why would you do that? Why would you even come out with a statement like that? Just having a shout at your customers for no fucking reason. Trying to cause division amongst them. So we already knew exactly what was going to happen there. We already knew that it was teetering on the brink. Now they've just gone full embraced it. And embraced it, of course, we mean BlackRock, Vanguard, etc. 25% of all investment shareholders owned by these corporations. Congratulations. Go woke. Get woke, go broke. It's proven. BlackRock are a proven recipient of that. $5 billion lost.
Look at this gaslight from this statement from Dembski here.
This one here.
No, the next one, like the next part. Look at that. Look at the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words.
Yeah. You see somebody this is the meme. You see somebody shit on your plate, not eating that's shit. How would you know it's shit? You haven't even fucking eaten it yet. There's no law saying that custodians are X, Y, or Z. Aren't they funny? Shut the fuck up. Because until very recently, there's been no custodians law at all. So just because, you refer to them as sons, just because you refer to the sons, you of course mean fucking vaginas.
It means anything. It's a very specific term, right? But apparently that means
something completely different.
Daughters, I guess.
Yeah. Not sons and daughters of the emperor. Not children of the emperor.
Not children of the
emperor. Oh, wait
right?
a minute. There is children. There is children of something. Slaanesh! Slaanesh!
That is unfucking believable. That is the first thing in a post. Author goes to gaslight the fans and say, well, there is nothing that says that they are X, Y, or Z.
If this was an episode of Always Sunny in Philly, it'd be the gang gaslight their customers. do 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 do. What do you mean? This bar's always been a biker bar, not an Irish bar. So it's always been that. The gang gaslight their customers. Do 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 do.
Apparently, those sons, and I've heard or I've seen people try to make that argument. By sons, it's just a general term. It just means children. I'm like, well, why the fuck wouldn't they just call them the children?
Because it's sons and it's specific, and that's why. That's why they call them sons. Because the lawyers, they've always been male, or the Astartes, or the whole lot male. Because they come from the G. Fucking whatever. My God.
It's amazing.
Oh my fucking God.
I just look, I've gained even further perspective on this subject matter since I and the rest of these lovely people here at Rippaverse Publishing created the Rippaverse. And you realize how much people care even more so about these sorts of details, character defining traits. They care about that sort of stuff. And it's very difficult for me to understand why representatives of the company, or the company itself in this case, would say, guys that spent money on project, go fuck yourself. Everything that you thought that was true, you didn't see that. Don't believe you're lying, guys. Sons of the emperor. No. That we never said that. There's nothing.
We did say that. We just didn't mean men by son. By using the masculine term of son, what we actually meant was fucking zipper tip veganas. Why can't you get with the program? Bigot, you right wing misogynist.
It blows my fucking mind. It does. It blows my mind because you're gonna get the backlash, rightfully so. But what I don't like is that they present it as if said backlash is from a lot that does not give a fuck about anything. Well, I guess wait a minute. There's a term for that. It's called projection, where they seem to believe that we're the ideologue, or those that, let's say in this case, to make it more specific, that are longtime customers of Warhammer are the ideologues.
There was literally nothing in the old law that weighed comprehensively.
That is a lot. Like,
well, apart from sons.
I know we often use the term literally, like wrong, but in this case, literally, it is there.
Yes,
like literally, it's there. But apparently, sons don't mean fucking sons, man. But none of these people
are made from the sons of nobles, and by that, of course, we mean daughters.
By that, we mean that there's nothing in the lore confirming that they're. When we say sons, we're not confirming that they're sons. We're actually They could even mean daughters.
Yes, yeah. Even though they're sons of nobles, what we meant was daughters. And sons and daughters. I mean, we never said the term daughters at all through anything.
And the only thing we said were sons.
The only thing we've ever said is sons of nobles. But because we didn't say daughters doesn't mean there aren't daughters. So bigot, I guess. Misogynist, maybe.
What the fuck, man? Like I said, it just blows my mind.
I mean, every time I hear shit like that, I'm just like, good luck, have fun, good luck. Sir, I wish you and your company the best of luck in its future endeavors. And by that, I mean bankruptcy, future bankruptcy. Oh, my God.
It's never worked anywhere. It's not going to, well, at least long term. That is not an approach that you can have where you can just tell the audience to go fuck themselves. I just can't imagine doing it. Like I've already given you analogies of it will be the same. Yes, we are early on in our universe and we have a long ways to go, but it'll be the same fucking thing. Let's say tomorrow gets announced live action Yaira. That is even though we had someone that player that fit the role, we say nah, she's gonna be played by fucking Son of Amonite. And Yaira's not lesbian, by the way. Because of reasons. And also all of that shit that you read, none of that ever projections. Who the fuck? It's not even none of that matters because it never happened. Son of Amonite is now brave and bold, and Son of Amonite is now Yaira. And then my company would go bankrupt tomorrow, and it'd be rightful. It'd be just. This was
posted in White Dwarf. The Warhammer magazine. This is the the gate crushers. The gatekeeping crushers, probably. The trans space marines.
I thought space marines had to be, so they have to be male. So are they male identifying as? Wait a minute. All right, let me try to wrap my mind because I know the gender shit gets me confused.
Have you seen the Fallout TV show?
No, I haven't.
Okay. There's the Brotherhood, which has a trans male in it. It's a female, very clearly a female on HRT. It's actually quite tragic to see. It legitimately is, because it's just like you literally don't know if that person's doing that to get work, because they were an awful actor in the show, terrible actress, absolutely dreadful. And there's a point in it where they say, "Oh, you can't go back to the Brotherhood because you're a ghoul." And the Brotherhood will kill you because you're a ghoul. And I thought to myself, well, that's weird, because the chick with the 14-year-old child mustache would also therefore be killed by the Brotherhood. That's what logic would dictate. That's what logic would dictate by that. It's kind of like the logic here. I mean, I know this is a person's own headcanon, and they're doing it, but the fact that it's being featured in White Dwarf, Stunning and Brave, of course, tick a box. Tick a box, and when you start changing your canon, when you start changing your lore, it opens itself up to whatever you want to bring into it. Now, this is all headcanon stuff. It's featured, whatever. But this is the kind of stuff.
So they all have to. The trans space marine have to be. Yeah. It has to be a
Slanesh.
But don't they have to be a? So it would have to be if it is trans, it has to be a trans woman.
It would have to be a trans woman because it'd have to be a man to woman.
Yeah.
But there again, I think they're trying to make Astartes and Marines female as well. I think they're trying to.
Who gives a fuck? That, like if everything's gonna fundamentally change, shrug shoulders and say, why am I even into this shit, man? Not me personally. I'm saying if you are like a person that has invested lots of money in Warhammer, at that point it's like, what the fuck? What's the point?
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing that they don't get. You and the Reverse have made it very clear that you're going to have a specific timeline. There's going to be no fucking multiverse and all this kind of stuff. Yes, there are going to be dimensions.
Yes,
but there's not going to be multiverses.
Correct.
So we're not. And Isom's not going to bump into Isom from Earth 6.
Isom Earth 6.
Yeah. Itham in Earth 6, yeah? That's not going to happen. But we might get creatures from other dimensions coming through.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So when you set something in relative stone, because we know that things can fluctuate, we know that things can change. You can say, okay,
of course.
Right. We could do this storyline that does this, which won't deviate from that. But we can play with what we've got. We've got some things here, and we want to add to them, and that's where you get retcon from, as we've talked about earlier. Okay, Bruce Wayne's parents were killed. Batman. No, that's how it started. Absolutely. But now you want to retcon that a bit. Bruce Wayne's parents get killed. Not immediately Batman. Now Bruce Wayne, at the age of 12 or whatever, leaves Gotham City and goes around and travels the world for 7 years, learns from all kinds of different masters, different forms of martial arts, detective skills, all this. So you're now adding to it. Then he comes back, then he's Batman.
Yeah.
Then you go, okay, Bruce Wayne's parents get killed. He leaves Gotham City when he's 12 years old. He travels for 7 years, learning all of this. He gets back and he becomes a vigilante. But that vigilante isn't getting the results that he wants. People aren't scared of him. He's wondering, why aren't they scared of me? Look at me. I'm kicking the shit out of them. I'm wearing a black ski mask. Why aren't they scared of me? Lean into the supernatural. Lean into fear. They don't fear me. So then he becomes Batman. The bat comes crashing through the window. That's what triggers the fear. Create the persona of Batman. That's all. That is stuff which has been retconned through the years, but it's been retconned whereas you keep the established law. Parents being killed in the alleyway. You become Batman. And you've built around it and fleshed it out. You've fleshed it out. You put some meat on those bones. You haven't been disrespectful to the previous law. You haven't broken the previous law. You've enhanced it. You have legitimately enhanced it. This isn't that.
No.
People came into these franchises because you had these specific set of rules.
Yes.
And rules is a very important word when it comes to Warhammer, because the game is literally based around rules of engagement.
Good point.
So you have very specific rules for the various races, various specific rules for the various chaos gods, very specific rules for the various factions within the actual Marines and Astartes and Custodes and Grey Knights and all this. Very specific rules. When you come in and go, fuck your rules, fuck them, because we want to insert current day intersectionality into it.
Yeah.
That ain't enhancing.
No.
That ain't enhancing. That is fucking destructive.
Yes.
And then you gaslight your audience by going, since the first 10,000 has always been women.
So
Never mention them. Never fucking mention them. Ever.
You've only mentioned sons. You've only mentioned the sons.
But have always been there. Get the fuck out of here. Tourists, get the fuck out. Vegans running an abattoir.
Oh, fuck.
Vegans running a fucking abattoir, mate.
Yeah, it's like, look, people will make the argument, and perhaps they are correct. Hey, get out of the fucking damn dogs fucking in the trash. Fucking dog. Get out of here, man. You can't just take a bite out of the trash, man. But anyway, but no,
is it a Kotaku journalist?
Kind of looks like.
I need to eat. Have you got anything in your trash?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, boy.
Okay,
yeah, boy.
I was not expecting to get kiss attacked on
Face in the trash. Time to get
boy.
kissed.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is the one that was in the trash.
Yeah, boy.
Not the one I usually show on stream, but the one in the trash. All right, boy, you gotta go. We're talking Warhammer. But yeah, like it's the fundamental changes to the rules are important. I've talked about this with creativity, right? Creativity to me does not mean, hey, it's an absolute fucking free for all. I think creativity means that you're doing something within these necessary confines, right? So it's rules, a set of engagement that you have to follow, and that's what the guys that are able to tell these refreshing stories are able to do. As an example, we introduced Alpha Core, right? Only short because he is a white male. That is true. Perry is a white male,
but he will hit a dog and it will fuck anything. Animal, vegetable, or mineral, or even inanimate.
But no, like, so you have. I always use Chuck Dixon as an example, right? Look, he tells a story I cannot myself tell of the Alpha Corps as a team. However, all those individual members and what they did, how they acted, it coincides with what you read from the cards. It coincides with their introduction, with as well as some of the stuff that you guys don't know that we've laid in terms of its foundation in our universe Bible, right? That's what the creative people are able to do. And sure, you can add new elements. There are characters that were created. Billy Bob, these are good. Galvin. I didn't create those characters. Those are characters that were created to more so amplify not only this universe, but the world around Alpha Corps. Even Sandy Kim. I didn't create Sandy. That was his, but it worked well within those said rules, right? So it's adding and bolstering up this universe. It wasn't Chuck saying, all right, well, now Brian needs to act like Chuck Dixon. And then when he's changed, I guess I would come out and say, well, Brian's always been that way.
Brian's always had a vagina.
Yeah, apparently, it's always we never referred to, or we've referred to him as an actual man, but that's always been the case. Like, that's the equivalent of what these guys are doing. And they're going franchise to franchise doing it. And I don't know if there's one left standing. A lot of people would have argued that Warhammer was one of the last ones that they haven't completely infested. But I think if you don't believe they're completely infested, you'd have to
we already knew the space wolves were in the door. We already knew that.
Yeah. So they'd
already shown us that. This was literally becoming a matter of time.
Yeah. So it was like when. It wasn't an if situation. So they got a hold of them. I don't know what's left. I don't have an answer for that. That isn't like something that's independent and new, but like things that are established, I don't know what they haven't got their greasy ass hands on.
Just an interesting snippet here.
That comes from the West. Let me preface that.
Yeah. We got the Amazon Warhammer TV show coming, made by Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
And what just so happens to be Henry Cavill's favorite Warhammer army? Custodes.
Mm-hmm.
And is Henry Cavill a much revered person in media? Not really. You know, they do like to take their shots. You know, we know that he's defended fan bases. We know that he doesn't go after potential customers. I wouldn't have a clue what Henry Cavill's politics were. I wouldn't have a clue, which is exactly how it should be, by the way.
Yeah, well,
which is exactly how it should be.
It's irrelevant. It should be at least irrelevant to what he's doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the quality of his shows, TV, movies, how he talks about promoting them, how he talks about the customer bases of them, and he talks with great respect about these things. Regardless of how he's being treated by DC, regardless of all this kind of stuff. So you just kind of have to think, is this some sort of a little maybe as well? I don't know. It's just a little bit weird.
Something that's a little spiteful. We have seen him do that. You don't think what they did to Star-Lord in the comics had anything to do with
yeah,
Chris
he
Pratt?
you know.
He's bisexual out of nowhere.
Just I ain't done much recently, so thought I'd suck a dick. You know? Just kind of separated from the rest of the Guardians, just sort of milling around the universe. Met this blue girl, decided, I like the fucking female, like the vagina, might as well see what the dick's like. Star-Lord. As one does, yes. As one does, I've been heterosexual for 40 plus years of my life. Time to suck a dick. I guess. That's how it works, isn't it? That's how it works. That's how Marvel put it.
That's how they do it.
DC, Marvel, that's the way they do it.
Apparently.
30 years of canon that shows me to be a heterosexual male. Well, guess what? Time to suck a dick.
So yeah, I bring that up to say that it doesn't look like companies are above, taking a jab as such. Wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know if it's a company. It could just be. It literally just could be the person that was tasked with writing.
True, and there was no oversight.
Yeah, they've endorsed it. They've gone. What if custodians were like women now? You mean the sons of nobles? Yeah.
And
what
then
if
the seals clapped.
were like daughters?
And then the seals clapped. That's what happened. Yeah, it's very much possible that it could be some spite that's involved, because he's everything. If you want to make the argument that most of what we've seen is everything wrong with modern entertainment, you can make the argument that he's everything right. That's what they would say.
That's the answer.
And then the article comes in. Ben Jackass, whatever his name was, and he tells you to shut up.
Homophobic right wingers.
Yeah,
homophobic right wingers are out in force because Star-Lord decided to suck a dick, and they don't like it. It doesn't say anywhere in Guardian's lore that he hasn't ever sucked a dick or thought about it. So why are you getting mad?
Yep.
It's always been like, why are you getting mad? Boom. Welcome to Gaslighting 101.
That's perfect. You complain, and what's the big deal? What's the big deal that he's now?
Yeah. Why does it matter? Now that he's been changed, why does it matter? Now we've got our way. Why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
What's the big deal, man?
What's the big deal? Now that we've got our way, now that we've done what we wanted to do, why does it matter?
Never mind the fact that you've worked extremely hard to make exactly that happen. Because I know you'd get fucking mad if let's say it happened, somehow you published it, and then someone comes by and changes it back. I bet you get pissed off.
Well, you know what they would say then? They go, bigger X tried to retcon.
Because now they care about the source material.
Star-Lord's bisexuality. Oh my God, what a beggar. It's now canon.
Yeah.
It's now canon. That thing that we don't give a fuck about until we change it. And then we're like, it's now canon.
Yeah. Yeah. They love that.
Yeah.
They love to do that. They love to fucking do that shit. It's like, oh, well, it happened in the comics. Oh, wait a minute. Now all of a sudden you care about the fucking comics?
Yeah.
Now
you like
that's
Chris
you
Pratt?
prioritize.
Tough. He's going to be sucking a dick in the comics, and then it's going to be in the movies.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it was real. I mean, it seems like all of their aspirations are exactly that, specifically for the writing, to hope that their storyline is covered in said movie. And I mean, to be fair, Marvel was fast tracking a lot of that shit. I mean, when you look at like when the Captain Marvel thing was conceptualized, they started production on that movie like 3 years after they did it in the comics. The introduction of Miss Marvel, like, people need to understand that happened relatively recently. Like Miss Marvel, as in the Stretchy McGee, Kamala Harris Khan. That recently happened, fast tracked right to the Ironheart. Right, this is all recent. It didn't like happen like fucking like this been a long standing thing.
She's always been Ironheart.
Oh yeah.
She's always been Lionheart.
It's canon. It's canon. It's canon.
Just canon.
Shit just happened last week. It's
deal with that.
It's fucking canon.
Okay.
Unbelievable, man. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, at
Captain
one point,
Marvel's always had her powers change every 2 fucking comics because it can't sell. Always. Is she a mutant? Canon.
Is Kamala?
Why does it matter? Why does it matter?
Or not? Like, it's funny. Like the Kamala Harris Khan one was particularly funny because they spent all that time, Marvel, trying to make that distinction between mutants as well as why am I losing my train of thought? What Black Bolt is fucking Inhuman, excuse me.
Inhuman, okay, yeah.
Them being separate only for her to be a mutant, maybe after they killed her off, of course, in that Spider-Man comic, and then brought her back immediately, and now all of a sudden she's a mutant. It's like
you had death in the family, Batman, and then you had in Spider-Man death of the character nobody gives a fuck about
that we're gonna bring back immediately.
You had to put in Spider-Man because her comic. This is a big title, by the way, on the front. Her comic kept getting cancelled because the character's fucking dog shit. But now we're trying to retcon it again to try and gain some interest, which there isn't. So now it's just becoming fucking mutant.
Oh man, is that telling me they don't know what the fuck to do with that?
Throwing
character?
Shit at a wall.
Yeah, giving it a shot. Giving it a shot.
Shit at a wall. Is any of this shit sticking?
It's gotta land.
Sliding off. It's just sliding off.
Hopefully.
It's just so fucking liquidy and fucking shite is just down the fucking streaks down a wall. Guess we'll reboot it again.
Man. I mean, well, I guess the character that character looks up to also has that same problem of being rebooted 50.
Wow.
Like I did a video back in the Gap. If people want to go watch that, it was called The Unique Shoehorn of Captain Marvel. And I went through at the time all of the fucking reboots and that was like 2018. I don't remember 2018, 20. I can't remember exactly when that was that I did that video. And like up until then, I mean, remember that character became Captain Marvel in 2012. Carol Danvers did. And like up through that time, there had already been, I think we were entering in double digits damn near of how many reboots there were. It was fucking insane. Like Marvel clearly was all in on that goddamn character, and they were not going to take no for an answer.
Yeah, well, the customers did.
they said no,
and that's the most important thing.
That's the one that matters. They didn't give a shit.
Yeah,
they said we're all in on this. Y'all didn't like this one. Well, how about this one? Reboot for the third, fourth time. We got Kelly Sue DeConnick. Now we're moving to Kelly Thompson.
Oh God, it's like finding out your cancer's been cured by getting AIDS. Good news. What's that? Cancer's cleared up. Fucking hell. Brilliant. Bad news. What's that? You got fucking full-blown AIDS.
Well, we're trying to get rid of that stigma, though, man. Shout out, John. We haven't shouted you out yet in the show about.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, man.
Tim
Stop
Sheridan.
Stigmatizing those AIDS.
Yeah, man, we got to stop that shit, man. That's stigmatizing that damn AIDS, man. Can't be doing that shit, man. Got to cut it out.
It's like, just imagine, right? You go from No Restraints Play to Black Widow by Kelly Thompson. Imagine if that happened. Fucking hell. Woo! Imagine if that happened.
Oh, but it did.
Yeah, do you know why it did? Because it's canon. Canon. It's law. Ain't no fucking breaking that one.
Fuck, dude.
Tim, haven't heard from you, by the way. Come on, email me.
Hit us up, Tim.
Get you on the show. We'll get you on the show.
Sure. Oh man, but man, what so I heard that, speaking of, while I'm thinking about it, it's random. So apparently the because I tapped out 2020, but apparently they've rebooted Miles Morales since then, like his Miles Morales comic. So
okay,
they're on I think volume 3 or 4 on his version. Like
he's only been around 12 fucking years or so.
I think they're like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's either 3 or 4 on his on that Miles. It's a reboot nonetheless. I know, and I'm not including like the Spider-Man, because he got Spider-Man. I know he headlined that one. There is some other ones that are mixed in there that are by another name. But as far as the Miles Morales one or Spider-Man Miles Morales, I know for a fact they got rebooted.
Cheap says it's Pretty sure it's 4 times.
That's
now.
insane. If it is, that's insane.
Why would you need to reboot something that's so popular?
So popular that apparently he can replace. He's this generation Spider-Man. That's what at least that's what everybody on the internet tells me on social media.
I'm buying this.
That's
what I'm buying at the minute.
There you go.
This is really good stuff. It's like taking the original lore and actually working with it and creating a really good comic. Crazy that, isn't it? When your Transformers look like G1 Transformers and act like G Transformers, and they have the storyline and the lore of how they got there, and then they create their own little story based on that, then it kind of becomes really good. When you're trying to be authentic to what's going on. What's another comic that's selling really well at the minute, which I'm also buying, is the Uncanny Spider-Man. Spider-Man from the Uncanny, and why is that? Well, they've taken Peter Parker away from the fucking cancerous, universe that he's in at the moment, and they're just now kind of starting it again with a whole new kind of lore surrounding it, and it's working because Ultimate Spider-Man. There you go, Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah. Not Uncanny. Did I say Uncanny? I think I said Uncanny. Ultimate Spider-Man. And it's actually really good. It's like, and I think it feels really good because you've taken Peter Parker just away from this shit that's Marvel and allowing somebody to create their own. What's coming from DC? Scott Snyder's Batman universe. You take it away from all this fucking shit.
Oh man. Speaking of, because you just brought up Transformers, which is now under Image and not IDW, who we got word last week had another set of layoffs.
Oh, they've got like 3 people left. Did they lay off fucking Heather Antos yet?
I do not think Heather Antos has been laid off. I think she's still there.
Wow, that would be first on my list.
But no, I think an operations chief executive went, so another like a chief, I think is maybe it's their COO. And I know an editor went as well. Like another, because like, man, I felt like I was just reporting on the almost 40% cut that they had in the company. And this is another, I think 6 or so that left. I can't remember how many people. But ICV2 just covered it. I think on the video that we released this morning, I was talking about it. But yeah, they're down to I think the actual number is 50 employees, give or take, that are working with them. They better think they're fucking. Let's say this guy sent them a blessing with that last Ronin, man. That might single-handedly
the first one.
Well, yeah, I mean now they're doing Last Ronin 2 because
Electric
last of the last Ronins, because they knew that was all they had. But
it literally is all they have.
Yeah,
because they lost all the others. They lost the Marvel deals. They lost the Transformers, G.I. Joe. Lost them. Lost all the big ones.
The only thing they have right now is Sonic and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Because Sonic's gonna fucking save them.
Sonic's not in the comics, at least. That's not. It's their bread and butter right now is that fucking last run. They're still selling hell a lot of hardcovers and all that shit. Like that's got to be single-handedly keeping that company afloat. Someone said two Ronin in the
two Ronin, yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. but yes, they do have a Last Ronin 2, which is picking up at the ending. I don't know who's right. I don't know if Laird and those guys are a part of Last Ronin 2. I'm not exactly sure. But that is single-handedly keeping that company afloat. Because Lock and Key, yeah, they made a little money on that. But what the fuck else do they got other than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And they're gonna get a boost between that. I know aren't they coming out with a game on the Last Ronin? I wonder how much of, because I don't know what their publishing deal is, because I know Nickelodeon like owns it technically, but I have no idea if, like with a lot of publishing deals, if you do have some like sort of movie rights generally tied to it within a certain window. And I wonder if they're getting in on like, because aren't they coming out with a movie as well? I could be wrong.
There's talk of an R-rated
R-rated, but
teenage.
is it the Last Ronin? I don't know if it's
I don't know. That's all I know is there's talk of an R-rated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's going to be Last Ronin, but yeah, I think if they're getting a piece of that, then they'll be okay. But man, they better be thinking like, I mean, the Last Ronin landed really, really well with audiences, man, and a lot of people bought in on that. And if they didn't have that, and they had lost Transformers and G.I. Joe and all the stuff that they were doing, they'd be gone tomorrow.
Well, okay, they lost Transformers. This is a top 3 selling comic.
So it wasn't Transformers the brand, that's for sure.
It sure as hell ain't the brand.
Yeah.
It's the incompetent fucking idiots. And probably the lack of talent, writing, and editing. What's up, Heather?
April O'Neil, shout out.
April O'Neil, baby. April O'Neil. Right. Let's hit some soups.
Oh yeah,
we're kind of a little bit up against it today. Yeah. We're trying to hit around 2 hours today, chat.
Yeah.
Eric's got birthday cake to eat. I've got a game to hit. So we're trying to, even though we're only like 10 minutes ahead of schedule. Andy Masterson has become a member. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you. Fox One with a £5 says, any chance of a Warhammer 40k vid with the latest bullshit? Well, you got it in this stream, mate.
Yeah, you did. We'll get a segment out over on our channel. I'm sure we will.
It's not what they're doing, it's why they're doing it. And the BlackRock 10% in Games Workshop, it's more than just BlackRock, it's Vanguard as well. It's BlackRock, Vanguard, and that third one.
Why the fuck are they investing in like fucking RPG and nerd culture?
Because it's about changing behaviors.
There you go.
He said it himself.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. Yeah, that's true. We don't have to speculate.
It's buying in and then changing behaviors, and they think they can go into any industry. And the entertainment one, the games one, that one was a huge industry. We're seeing 3 times bigger than movies. Mm-hmm. Get in there, change the behaviors, bank, and by bank, lose $5 billion. Yeah. I see no problem there whatsoever. It seems to be working as intended, I guess. Maybe, probably not. I'm just trying to find Grum's response to me on the third investor, which actually takes up 25% of all shareholders in Games Workshop. Just so happened to be BlackRock. Here we go. Gifford. That's it. Gifford. That's the one. Yeah. So yeah, Gifford, Vanguard, and BlackRock between them own 25%. Think about that one.
Crazy.
Bushin Ryu Cat with a $5 says, as Eric, I never played either Arkham Asylum or City before, but picked up both today on disc. Can I beat the games without using detective mode? Long live Conroy.
What you talking about? Just going in that bitch and starting to put the mitts on people? It's gonna be very difficult for the first joint, but
I think you have to go into it for some aspects.
Yeah.
but you don't have to have it on constantly if you don't want to. Some people play it in full detective mode, some don't. When I first played it, I played it pretty much in full detective mode. And then when I played it again, I actually tried to use as minimal detective mode as possible. And it can be done.
Yeah.
Long live Conroy. I mean, R.I.P., man. Winter GS with a $10 says, so I had extra schleppers and got Yaira. Now where do I register for dinner with the Soskers?
I was not aware that that was part of the deal.
Well, we're changing the deal. Pray we don't change it further. Control Orb with a £2 says, keep being great, one and all hail. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you.
Shout out.
Winter GS again with a $2 says, God damn it, I meant Slurpos. I look at that. I even corrected you for free, but you paid an extra $2 and I corrected you. Apologies. Not accepted. Best name I can think of has been a member for 24 months. Thank you. GJJ has been a member for 25 months. Thank you. Stephen DeLeon with the $5 says, what's up, Black Stan Lee, Black Walt Disney, West Texas in the hoose.
Shout out West Texas.
And Stephen DeLeon again with a $2 says, happy birthday, Black Stan Lee.
That was silly, man.
That's a retcon.
That's a retcon. No, Stan Lee was always black, man. What are you talking
was
about?
always black. Stan Lee was
nothing
always
saying
black.
that he wasn't black. So
yeah. Nowhere did he say he wasn't. Exactly. So, duh. Fox one with a £5 says, sing to Eric, happy birthday, player. I did. I sort of did anyway. Bushin Ryo Cat with the $2 says, Eric, I joined your channel as Ultramac for your birthday.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mr. Jimmy has been a member for 12. Says, happy birthday, Eric, you British cigarette.
Appreciate you, man.
That's a fag.
Literally, YouTube.
Yeah.
We're talking about British cigarettes, man. Come on.
British cigarettes. Yeah. That's slang. I'm off out for a fag. We still say it today. It's not changed.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't smoke, but I heard somebody the other day say I'm just nipping outside for a fag.
Huh? There you go.
Yeah, there you go. And they're working in a shop. They were behind the counter. And they just turned to the other person behind the counter and said that.
No.
Because some countries have different meanings. Uria of the House Right with a $2 says, happy birthday, Ripper.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Zeke Zion has been a member for 23, says, happy birthday, Ripper.
Thanks, man.
HTK bass player has been a member for 5 months. Thank you. And Yellow Flush, shout out with
Flash.
a $10 says, happy birthday. It's not my birthday today, Yellow Flash, but thank you anyway. Daniel G with a $2 says, thanks, Games. Oh, by the way, whoa. Sorry. We're going to have to go back to Yellow Flash. If you're still here, dude, I don't care if you're not, because I'm saying it anyway. I was watching his video earlier, and he was reading an article, and this article refers to the University of Warwick in the UK. Yellow Flash, in his video, referred to it as the University of Warwick, because that's how Warwick's spelled, WARWICK. And when he said Warwick, I put a hit out on him.
Oh, man.
So I'm calling you out, Yellow Flash.
Shout out, Flash.
Fucking but I did write an angry comment in the comment section about that. Might not have mentioned the hit I put on, by the way. Daniel G with a $2 says, thanks, Games Workshop. Can't wait for Fungus Type 2 Orcs. I can't wait. You might as well just get a Slash army now and the Slanesh army now. And just when they have the flag, you can just, you know what flag you're going to put. You know what flag you're going to put. Cheap Studium with a 20 says, for the castle. Pen in the book. Happy birthday to the Illuminati Freemason Eric Live.
Well, it ran up today, so no longer.
No longer?
I found out about it only a week. Unfortunately, only a week. Not even a week. A few days before I was no longer 33. So I didn't get in on all those benefits, unfortunately.
Shit. Fuck, man. Oh well.
No.
That's canon now. Also, Vegas was a blast. Y'all gotta get out there next year. It's what the people want. Yeah, I think it might be out next year.
There you go.
Dante, I can't even pronounce the rest. You know that, Dante. With an 8 Australian says, Sir Eric of July, the most happiest of birthdays to you, mate. Hail Ripperverse, hail Yaira. Working on a new fan art to submit for contests. Stay true.
Shout out. All right, man. I love
Good.
to see it. Love to see it.
Good.
Appreciate you.
Get back in that game, Dante.
Let's do it.
Joker's Disciple with the $5 says, thanks for ruining Warhammer 40k, Eric. Oh, no.
My apologies.
You will get more $1 failures in the future. Hope your company tanks into a pit of endless cash monies. Oh, hi. Hi. How you doing? Look at that. 9.9. I got mine 9.9s. There,
Nice.
baby.
Check them out on display, baby.
All 9.9s.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Cheap Obsidian with a membership for 5, says Games Workshop. Also have bots to try and hype up the retcon. Master TDS Gundam and Amorata talked about it on their channels. It's rampant. It's also another thing which is clearly getting exposed is the rampant bots that are just like, yeah, fuck yeah, you destroyed Cannon for a virtue signal, just what we wanted. Yeah, it's look, we've seen these since well, for at least us, when I say us, me noticing Star Wars tweets. We just saw absolute bot after bot after bot after bot. We've seen it with Marvel accounts with no traction, nothing, no followers, no nothing. They'll just put out Carol Danvers is the best. Not even at anything. Boom. 45,000 likes. And you're just like, the press X'd out on that one. So yeah, there's it's rampant, absolutely rampant. What they do is they hire a third-party company to deal with it, and then the third-party company is the one that gets all the bots and floods the bots onto it. So the company themselves, whether it be Marvel,
hands wiped
Disney,
clean.
Yeah, can they can go, well, we hired a marketing company for marketing.
We had no idea they were going to do that.
Was it culpable deniability? Is that what they call it?
Yep.
So it's all fucking jizz. Daniel G with a $10 says Games Workshop is much better than Disney. Disney call their customers bigots and ask for money. Games Workshop calls their customers bigots, but today have the decency to politely retweet, stop giving us money. What did they double down? Did they do one of the, if you don't like it, stop buying our stuff. If you don't like my politics, don't buy my books.
Kelly Sue to come special.
Ellie, well done. That's exactly what people did. And that's exactly what people will do.
Yep.
I bet this sees a spike in 3D printers, though. Take a 610 with a $5 says, if all of this DIE ESG stuff is just for the money, then none of it is actually genuine. Correct. It's all fake. Correct. It's all company logos during Pride Month. Correct.
Yep. That is true.
Always boils down to money. And as we've seen, BlackRock have tried to force behaviors. It's not worked. They've lost $5 billion.
Yeah.
They'll shift their money into something which they think they can affect. Jesus Christ. I'm looking at houses and shit like that at the minute. You'd be amazed what you fucking see on a housing website. And you're just like, why?
Why? Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I just want to buy a house. I'm not interested in these fucking dudes hugging and snogging on the fucking sofa. I just want to buy a hat. Kevathar 1138 with the $5 says, guess my 10k points of Necrons will be one-page rules robot legions now. Oh. You can turn them into RoboCops. Literature Devil, the $5 says they keep forgetting that right-wingers play Warhammer 2. In fact, you see videos of Soyboy baffled at right-wingers loving Star Trek. Well, anything essentially right of full-on fucking
Stalin.
communist Nazi, yeah, is a fucking right-winger. So
absolutely.
The term right-winger is meaningless.
That is true.
But you know this. We all know this. Anyone that isn't schlurpoing the schlurpo is a Yahtzee, alt-right Yahtzee. Eric's the black face of white supremacy, all this kind of stuff. We know the.
They tell me.
It is Rhoda with a £5 says everybody hates a tourist, especially one who thinks it's such a laugh. I mean, I think there is pleasure in destroying these franchises for sure. Yep. Yeah, we came in. You couldn't gatekeepers. And we took it away from you, alt-right bigot. Okay? All right. Well done. Now they're going to move on to... It's a virus. They'll move on to the next one. They don't care. Never have. That's why any company that embraces it is fucking retarded. Because they'll come in like a plague of locusts, they'll eat all the corn, and then they'll move on to another field, and you're left with a destroyed crop.
Yeah.
Irreversible. Almost irreversible. Justin Hart has gifted a membership to the stream. Thank you, Justin. Clyde Dashing with a $5 says, just an aside, what army do you have as? I have Death Guard, I have Black Legion, and I do have Nurgle Demons. So I kind of got three. They're my three major armies. I do have other stuff. You know, I do have some other chaos stuff and a little bit of Smurfs as well, but Death Guard is my big army. Death Guard Nurgle Demons are my big one, and I say that, but you know, even my Black Legion is pretty substantive, to say the least. The Artful Sage with the $5 says they are so desperate to change our minds for us that they can do nothing else. It just forced behaviors, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Forced behaviors. Like, I don't know. I think you need to adjust your melanin level a little bit. As you know, you need to turn the dial. You ain't there. You're clearly too white presenting. You need to change the dial a bit on that melanin level. Get it down. And stunning and brave, I guess. Hashtag BlackRock told me so. CJ with a $10 says there are so many woke IPs, but they still keep going after the few remaining good IPs like Warhammer and Stellar Blade until we have nothing. Stellar Blade ain't even out yet, mate.
Yeah,
because it's got an attractive looking woman with curves, an ass, thighs, and breasts. That's the last thing that they want. Bring on the zipper tits. That's what I say. And Warhammer's gone, mate. That's gone. That's lost cause now. Dr. Doomer with a €10 says female custodian wouldn't even look like a woman. The Emperor created his transhuman soldiers for maximum efficiency, which means copious amounts of muscle mass and testosterone. I mean, I thought they were the sons of... Never mind, forget it.
Sons means daughter's ass.
Yeah. Hey, chat. just want to play a game with you. What faction does the Emperor's children belong to? What faction does the Emperor's children belong to? Can chat? Can you just answer that for me? Yeah. What faction does the Emperor's children belong to? Just asking if you can answer that question for me. Hey. Slaanesh! Which is oh yeah, Chaos Demons. All right, okay, yeah. Chaos Demons. I guess Chaos are stunning and brave, and yet at the same time bigots and homophobes. Maybe.
Impressive.
Sure. Oh, wait. I didn't read this one. Lord Metalman with a £5 says 10 months ago, Games Workshop released index cards for custodies with game rules. They all refer to the custodies as male with he, him, his. These are valid currently. Well, I guess there was a typo. But did it not? Did it say not females? No. So there you go. Okay, that's how this works now. It didn't say not females.
You have to. You can't just say sons. It's not good enough.
You have to.
You have to explicitly state not something else.
Sons, but we're not saying not daughters. On my knees for Christ. Giggity. Okay. With a $20 says, thank you guys so much for what you do. Eric, as a gay guy, your words about begging for acceptance. Oh, no, you're not calling it. I thought you were calling
He's not calling me gay. It's not fucking ass.
I was like, fucking hell, dude. That's for $20 to insult Eric? I was like, you could have done that for $2. Saved yourself $18. Okay. As a gay guy, your words about begging for acceptance apply so much to gays. Who cares what they think? We don't need their acceptance. Activists of gay as fuck. You are the true ally.
Shout out. Appreciate you, bro. Much love.
Brass Monkey with a $10 says, happy birthday, Eric. For the hoos. It's going in the boot.
Thank you.
With happy emoji.
Oh, yeah.
Going in the book. Brass Monkey, it's in the book. Okay. I gotta be quick. I gotta be out the door. Thankfully, I've got all my stuff ready. I can be out the door with my brush teeth in 10 minutes. On my knees for Christ again with a $2 says, imagine changing a gay character to be straight. Never happen. Would never.
They would not even consider that being a thing.
No. Changing straight characters gay? Yes. Changing a gay character straight? How dare you, you bigot?
No, not happening.
No. Lord Metal Man with a £10 says Games Workshop first female custody stories was to put her in a blood game story where she basically proves she's better than all the other custodies by getting a ship to sneak into low orbit and nuke the palace. Of course. Of course she has to show those stinking useless men that she's the bestest ever. Grateful Dog has been a member for 4 months. Thank you. Cannon Hotep with a $2 says, happy birthday, broski.
Shout out, bro.
Bredicus6 with a $5 says, happy birthday to Eric. One of my favorite entertainers musically and literally. There you go.
Thank you. Appreciate you, bro.
Literally. Literally. Vagabundo Devon with a membership for 3. Thank you, Vagabundo.
Shout out, man.
Buddy Rabbit with a $2 says, hashtag release the lid. Bredicus6 with a $2 says, why buy from Games Workshop unless you just want to spend more money? Unless you just want to spend more. Well, the theory is if you purchase from the company, then obviously the company gets the revenue, so the company can continue to do the things.
Right.
If you get it through third party or print it yourself, the company does not get the things, and therefore the company turns around and goes, we can't do the things because we didn't make enough money. So that's why you're there to support a company if you want to support the company. However, when a company spits in the face of its employees, I say, go fuck yourself and do what you want. Farod Erper? Well, the $5 it says, happy birthday, Eric. This money is for Az to help recoup all the investments in the Ripper. Small drop in the bucket. That's probably about a 0.01%. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Ninja stole my car with a membership for a month. Says, Papa Nurgle is my favorite. Papa Nurgle loves you, and he just wants to give you the blessing of his contagion, buddy. Ninja stole my car with a $5. Says, happy birthday, Eric. When's more backwards?
Ooh.
It's mine and my baby's favorite.
It's funny. I know my bassist just checked in with our producer on the final master for one of our songs. The music video has long been done. So right now we're just we're waiting to get all that, and we'll plan like how our release is gonna be, and then we're gonna be ready to put that out. I'm really excited for y'all to hear what we've been working on, man.
Okie dokie. My mate was just calling me. One I'm going to the gym with. Douche. Let's go with Gauntro Dim with a membership for 15. Says, much love to Ripper and a Silverback. Tell Gary not to step on your time slot with his Nooner nest. With his Nooner next time. He's
always had that.
He's always had that.
To be fair.
And Vagabundo Devon with a $5 says, happy birthday, Eric. And can we trade some lefty lunatic for Az to get him here in the good old US of A? I'm going to be there next year, bud.
There we go.
I'm going to be there at MegaCon.
There we go.
And looking also at Viva Las Vegas.
That'd be good. Both of those would be good.
But after MegaCon, there's possibility might even nip over to Texas.
Come on with it, bro. We're ready for you.
So, yeah, there'll be some freedoming going on next year.
Let's do it.
Right, everyone. Thank you so much for... oh, hold on. Okay, my mate's 2 minutes away. Thank you so much for watching today. Eric, anything you'd like to plug before we go?
No, we got a couple of things up we got a couple of things up our sleeve with some cool things we're doing still with the campaign. So be on the lookout for that. So that's all I got, man. And I appreciate all the birthday wishes, by the way. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
Nate Scott with a member for 19 says, just popping in, say love y'all and keep being awesome. Tempest Fugit. Time flies. Massive thank you to everyone who came to watch today. Mods, thank you so much indeed for giving up your free time. Everybody who super chatted, membered, gifted members, remembered. Thank you for supporting the channel. We'll be back next week on Eric's channel.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Appreciate you, man.
Until next week, you take care. Bye for now.